Assalamu alaikum. I noticed this trend that's going on of, posting everything we do on Facebook and Twitter and selfies and all this stuff. It's okay, it's fun. Sometimes I do it too. But there's a problem. I fear a day would come when we cannot do any good deeds without publicizing them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and blah, blah, blah. Nowadays, we cannot donate without taking a selfie. Oh, donating, selfie. We cannot read Quran without taking a picture of the Quran and uploading it on Instagram. We can't smile in the face of the poor without tweeting about it. Oh, I just smiled in the face of the poor. When Umar radiallahu anh died, hundreds and thousands of families came complaining to the Sahaba, to the companions of the Prophet Muhammad, telling them that we used to always get bags of food during the night, but now we don't have anything. And then they came to a conclusion that it was Umar bin Khattab. He used to do it anonymously. Why is that? Because they used to hide their good deeds more than they hide their bad sins. People knew about the good deeds of the companions by seeing them randomly in the streets doing something good, or the neighbors hearing them during the night doing something good. And the third thing is the deficiencies that appear in the community after the Sahabi's death, after the companion's death. They'll be like, oh, since this stopped, it means that he used to do it. This is how they used to find out about their good deeds. Now, I read Quran and then I go in public, Ya Shabab, I read Quran today. Why did they care about hiding their good deeds so much? It is because of the amount of ikhlas they had, the amount of sincerity they had. Now, you're asking me, okay, you want me to be sincere? Okay, cool. How do I know that I'm sincere? This is why I'm going to tell you 2 tips that will help you, inshallah. Sheikh Abdul Malik al-Ramadani mentions a beautiful quote about sincerity. He says, sincerity is when your internal is balanced with your external actions. This is sincerity. Hypocrisy is when your internal is worse than your external actions. So your external actions are better than your internal actions. And truthfulness, the best that you can ever achieve, and which is extremely hard to achieve, is when the internal is better than the external actions. Now, another point for sincerity is you do not wait for anyone to thank you. You do not wait for anyone to witness your good actions but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you know what's funny? While I was writing this, I remember this story that happened. I helped some people with a lot of things. I put a lot of effort and I helped them with so many things. And when they finished with me, they just kicked me out, and they didn't even say thank you. I put so much effort. I'm sure you guys can relate to that. So I went to my friend, Imran Salha. I recommend you all go follow him on Twitter. I'll put his links below. I went to him and I told him. He's like, man, same exact thing happened to me. So I went to my sheikh and I asked him. And he gave me this answer. So Imran told me this answer, and honestly, I'm going to tell you exactly what he said. He said the reason why this happened is because you helped them to show off that you helped them. And so Allah wants to teach you a lesson that even though you did mountains of good for the MSA, Allah wants to show you that those mountains are nothing, even though you thought it was so much. But if you did even a pebble's weight, listen to this, of good deeds, and it was sincerely for the sake of Allah, the people would have thanked you so much as if it was mountains. If one day you're walking in the masjid and you see the donation box, you pull out $1 and you are sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, this $1 is just for your sake. And you put in the $1, that $1 that was pure for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is much better than donating millions and millions of dollars just to show off. That $1, if you had a pure intention, may be your ticket to Jannah. So your intention with everything you do is extremely important. What is the wisdom behind doing things for the sake of Allah? It is very beautiful, actually. If your work is for the sake of the people and they do not reward you, you will stop immediately because they didn't thank you. But if your intentions and your work was for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then nothing can stop you. Because you don't want anyone's reward. You don't want anyone's thank you. All you want to do is just impress Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because all what you care about is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's good to lead by example and inspire people to do good. But you should always have that private life between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you can go back in the time of hardship and tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, I did that and that and that just for your sake. I didn't tell anyone, Ya Allah. It was just between me and you because it was purely for your sake. So please help me now. You need these moments. But when all your good deeds are online, then there's a problem. And wallahi, that's all I wanted to say. Please do not get offended. I'm not judging anyone. Just in case the people who upload everything they do online, please make sure that you have a private life with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thank you so much for listening. Jazakumullah khair. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.